Hey, everybody, and welcome to a pre-recorded session with Conversations with Geoff. And I'm glad you stopped in. Those of you that don't know, our mission is to bring impactful speakers from all over the world, from all different backgrounds, sharing powerful experiences that they found and going through the comeback, right? Giving you empowering solutions to be able to change how your life is showing up, change how you show up in your life, right? Oh man, and today we got something special because we're giving you some heads up on something that's happening in August the 7th, that you're not going to want to miss. Those of you out there that know trauma is impacting your life and you're just not sure if you qualify for the title, right? Am I suffering from anxiety? Am I suffering from, oh man, whatever? Put in the blank, fill in the blank for me. Whatever it is might be keeping you awake at night. Whatever it is driving you crazy about anxiety, whatever it is that you just know you need some help on. Well, you're here for a treat today, right? Because I've got someone that, man, is just really going to, today, just going to get a little bit of her. You got to show up on the 7th to get all of her. But what she drops on you is going to be for real enough. And it's going to be all you need right now today, right, to moving forward. Because she's host of the Rediscover Your Worth and Unlock Your Happiness. And she's the host of the Emotional Healing Challenge that started August 7th. You guys have seen her before. She was on here last week, and you want to go back and get the recording of that session. We're just going to give you a few little pieces of love, a few little pieces of things that you can take right now and kind of figure out what's really going on with you and why are you feeling all these feelings? Why are you having all these emotions that you don't understand? Why you just can't figure out how to get free? Before I do, my name is Geoff Tyson. I'm the host of Conversations with Geoff, and I'm known as the Comeback King. And today, again, I want to welcome back to the stage my friend and our guest for the next few minutes, Coach B. Vaughn. Going to talk to you about the challenge coming up August 7th. Let me get her to the stage here. Hey, what's going on, B?
Hello there. How are you? I'm so excited to be here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, glad to have you again, man. How fortunate we are to have that opportunity. That's for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And I kind of told him a little bit, about the show and the challenge and we talked yesterday, Coach B, about trauma and all the different things that go on. So I thought today maybe you can kind of, we talked a lot about a lot of things around trauma, but what is it that they can expect from the challenge, or in that, let's just say that person out there that has all these feelings that they're not sure of. They don't like crowds, or they sweat at night, they sleep all crazy, they have all these things. What can you talk to that person about? Because I know there are many of them out there like that.
Oh, absolutely, Geoff. Thank you so much for asking that question. It is so huge because a lot of us were actually born into dysfunction. We didn't get to choose whose family we became a part of. And so a lot of us, that dysfunction was already there. And it looks normal after a while because you don't have anything to compare it to. That's my experience. I thought that all little girls were being told that they were nothing, that they would never amount to anything, or that they would never be anything. I didn't know that this wasn't normal behavior. Now, if you are wondering if you have trauma, then I need to ask you to ask yourself a few questions, okay?
All right.
How do you feel when someone gives you a compliment? Can you accept a compliment, or do you play it down? Oh, it's not that much. Oh, it's nothing. Oh, this dress, it's so old. Instead of saying, thank you so much, we're unable to believe that someone could see something in us because we've been told that there's nothing there to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll kind of interrupt you because you said
absolutely, yes.
I'm unable to believe that it's true, right? I'm not feeling worthy of it, right?
Yes.
I mean, and that happens for fellas too. Hey, not just the ladies out here. That's everybody, right? So So yeah, go ahead. I just thought that, man, that was so true. So true.
It is so true. We have to understand that at least 70% of our nation has had trauma at least once in their lives. And so what we don't want to do is start comparing trauma. You can't compare your trauma to the next person's trauma because you're not that person. And trauma affects everyone in a personal way.
Yeah.
There's something personal between you and your trauma. And I won't say your trauma because we don't want to own the trauma.
That's
It's
right.
just something that happened to us. And you don't need to feel ashamed because you have been traumatized in some way. You don't have to feel like there's a mark on your forehead, like you're damaged goods in some way, because you're not. We all have a struggle that we are working with. Some of it is more apparent than others. And then some of them, we are so well at hiding it that no one could ever tell. That was me. That was me. I could put a mask on and wear that thing like it belonged to me.
Yeah.
And that happy mask, that content mask,
Yeah.
that playful, fun mask, so that I could mask the pain and the low self-esteem that was behind all of that. I didn't want anyone to know that I was suffering. So I suffered in silence. And so if this is you, this is your opportunity to gain some freedom with a group of individuals who are all on the same healing path. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this emotional healing challenge that is going to begin on August the 7th. So if you haven't registered yet, please register for this event. Now, if you already have your book, you would get an event ticket. If you do not have your book, then you would just simply purchase a book and then come on and get started with us on August the 7th. We're going to meet on Wednesday nights from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. every Wednesday from August the 7th until November the 27th. And that might seem like a long time, but I tell you what, you're going to be having so much fun that time is, how they say time flies when you're having fun. So much fun and learning. See, I want to educate people about trauma so that you can see whether, and I can't tell you whether you've been traumatized or not, but if I can show you what trauma looks like, then maybe then you can identify it in your life. If you avoid making changes in your life, there might be something there. If you avoid social gatherings, feeling uncomfortable, like you're on the outside looking in, there might be something there. If you're always going around trying to make sure everything is perfect, clothes ironed, makeup to the nines, I'm talking about house immaculate, perfectionism. There's nothing wrong with doing your best because we want to do our best. But when it folds into perfectionism, that's when it becomes defective. And so there are little clues that we can see in our lives to tell us whether or not we have been traumatized. And so I want people to be able to identify that for themselves.
Yeah, you said a lot of good things there, and we'll get to, you mentioned the details, and we'll get back to the details. So I did hear that. We'll make sure we make that out for people to get to it.
Sure.
But you said the word shame, shame, and then sometimes guilt behind that. And shame is something that, aren't you ashamed of yourself? How could you behave that way? Shame on you. Yes. Right, and that word has been used like that, and then we own it, and so, man.
The thing about that, though, Geoff, is the shame that someone's trying to give you really belongs to them.
Yes, that's why I brought it up.
Not you. That shame is not yours.
Not yours. Yes.
People will judge you based on their own ideas, based on their own morals, based on their own belief system.
Yeah.
And then if you don't line up to what they think you should, now you should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah. Well, no, you should be ashamed of yourself for trying to make me ashamed for being myself. Yeah. Because I am worthy. I am enough.
Yes.
That's the one thing that I want people to know. This is a place I would love for people to arrive at as a result of this challenge, that you no longer allow people to define who you are.
Yes,
now you will get a chance, the opportunity to take a look and see who you are, who you want to be, and then take steps to go and unfold to become that person.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, not only identifying whether or not you qualify to be there, right? I mean, self-analysis to see and compare, but then once you recognize it, well, maybe this is something that applies to me, right? So you're honest about it, and then now you become open-minded to the possibilities of what you're talking about, right? And then let's face it, you gotta be willing to do some work and willing to make some changes in your life, or nothing happens. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Right?
That is so right. You have said a mouthful right there. And if nothing changes because we're sitting around waiting for someone else to change it for us, well, then there might be something there too. Because people who have low self-esteem become very dependent on others to do for them, because they don't have the courage or the wherewithal about themselves, that self-awareness to give them courage to move into action on their own. And so that's how I was too. I can see myself in all of these classic manifestations of trauma. I can see myself in all of them. I didn't realize that's what was going on at the time until I was able to do some research and begin to heal my life. And so now all of the time that it took me, I want to be able to cut that time in half for someone else. I want to bring this message right to their heart, right to their spirit, right to their front door. So you don't have to waste 25 years of your life walking around in darkness, wondering what the problem is. I am here to help you figure that out sooner than later.
Amen. And wondering what the problem is when you really, I always like to just keep it real on the show. When you really are the problem.
Well, Geoff, I do understand what you're saying, but for our audience, I want people to understand that anytime there are two people involved in a situation, they both have a part to play.
Yeah,
now, whether you are a real, true victim, maybe you were the first time, but if it happened again and you didn't say anything to stop it, well, then there might be some, consensual properties around that. See, the first time I was sexually abused, I was truly a victim.
Yeah.
But because I continued to traumatize myself by putting myself in positions for it to happen again, now I am the problem.
Right.
Now I am the problem with a problem.
And maybe problem is a hard word, but you're not a victim, right?
No.
First and foremost, we're not talking about being victims. We're talking about being stuck in a space where we don't feel worthy. So we accept all the things that come around. They come with that, right? And man, it's so powerful how it just kind of just becomes so subtle in everything that we do in terms of shielding ourselves, like you were talking about, guarding ourselves by not trying, right? Limiting ourselves. But the gift of all of this stuff is that I'm hearing when they come, and look, there's no magic wand that you're going to wave, right? We're not talking about that. We're talking about just some simple identification with some steps to do if you choose to make it a part of your way of living, right? That can change. And then you building a community around this for people that can stay connected. Am I right with that?
Absolutely, Geoff. And something that you said about the lens, when you have trauma in your life, then everything that you see has been filtered through that lens of trauma. And so what happens is the first time something happens to me, now I build up defenses around me. And now I will never, and I tell myself, I'll never let that happen again. So I shut down that part. And then the next thing you know, that'll never happen again. And the next thing, you're shutting down all over the place. Before you know it, you have shut down your emotions. You have shut down your spirit. You have shut down your mind. You feel stuck, don't know which way to go. And it's all because of that trauma that happened. And like you said, it does happen slowly and subtly. Over time, right? Over time, we develop these lenses of trauma that keep us from prospering, that keep us from moving forward. I know I used to always start projects. This is one way I knew I was traumatized. I used to start projects, but I would never finish them. I could never see myself accomplishing the end. I could never see that for me because I didn't feel like I was worthy of completing that, of that level of satisfaction, of that. I didn't believe that I deserved that. And so it was a long time, years. I like to crochet. So I had little crochet projects over here. Oh no, I'll stop that one and start something else. Next thing you know, I had crochet projects all over the place and nothing finished. Nothing.
Yes.
But
Yes.
the first time I was able to graduate with my associate's degree, there was something so powerful about that, that it opened up something within me. And it showed me that, yes, I can accomplish things. Yes, I can be victorious. And yes, I deserve to feel this good.
Yeah.
And I want to let everyone else know, maybe college isn't what you want. Maybe you have a different dream. But whatever that dream is, I want you to know today that you are worthy of that dream. You are worthy of having completion. You are worthy of success. Yeah. And that's what it all boils down to, being afraid of success, because I didn't feel like I deserved it. But I'm telling you today, you deserve success. You deserve the ability to do the work, see the progress, and then complete it to the end for that ultimate success. It's a feeling.
I love that. I love that. I say all the time on our show, you're worthy of success. Nothing will stop you from reaching your destiny. You shall not be denied.
Absolutely.
Yeah, come on now, because that was part of my thing. But I gotta ask you, when this is the changing of a habit. What in your life created that incompletion personality where you started things and didn't finish? Was it someone telling you that you're capable of, not smart enough? What can you share with us what that was?
Yes. In my home life, in my home life, I received a lot of psychological abuse and a lot of emotional neglect. It looks like a little girl who is unsure of who she is. It looks like a young woman who grows up to be shaky and insecure, unable to stand on her own feet. What that looks like is a little girl that runs away from home because she can no longer take the pressure of all of the abuse. And I ran and I kept running away. And finally, I ran away to the Navy. But guess what? I took me and all of my problems with me. I couldn't outrun me. I couldn't outrun the trauma. I couldn't outrun my circumstances. And so it wasn't until I was able to stop running and stop looking for things outside of myself to make me whole. See, I was told I would never be anything. And so that's why I love going to school, because when I was at school, my teachers, oh my goodness, they really told me how much potential I had. I made A's and B's, rarely a B. I mean, I was basically a straight A student.
You got big brains, no doubt.
And it was so funny because it was like when I was at school, I was a totally different person than I was at home. And it was because I had total different environment. One was an environment of shame and guilt and remorse and darkness. And the other one was an environment of encouragement, empowerment, all of those wonderful things that I needed to make me feel like I could do it. Yes, you can.
Yeah. Yes. And now listen, those of you that are listening to this recording, I got to tell you, that's about all I'm going to give you of this young lady tonight, this morning. So you got to make sure that you get registered. What is the email that I can put in here that they can reach out and make sure that they get connected in the chat?
Absolutely.
What that is, and then we'll let you get out of here.
I'm afraid to give the link because I don't want Facebook or any of those other platforms to shut us down. That's what's been happening on my Facebook. Anytime I post the link to the challenge or do a video and I give the link to the challenge, they take my video down.
Why don't you tell them what your email is, how they can reach out to you, and we'll figure out how to make a connection. We'll have another one of these in the future, guys. So we'll make sure you get connected. And write down this email that she's going to give you to, and we're going to let her get back to what she's doing. Fantastic session 2 this morning, Coach Lee.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's my honor and my privilege to be here. But my email that you can reach if you want to sign up and get registered for the healing, emotional healing challenge is spirit, SPIRIT, source, SOURCE, info, INFO @gmail.com. So that's spirit source info @gmail.com. And you'll reach me and I can give you all the details on how you can get registered and come and have some fun with us, win some prizes, play some games, learn about trauma. Oh my gosh, we're going to have such a great time. And I cannot wait to meet you there. So thank you so much, Geoff, the comeback king.
Appreciate you, Coach B. Love you. We'll see you later. All right.
Okay. Take care, love.
Yes, David. All right. So, hey, listen, I'm telling you guys, make sure that if you can't find her, reach out to me, and I'll make sure you get connected on it. And stay tuned. We got some more quick shows like this coming up and figure out how we can get you that link without having some problems. So, again, no stinking thinking today. If your stinking thinking has got you locked into some really crazy things, just know that you can change. And it's possible to be the person that you know you're meant to be. All right, hey, well, listen, we appreciate everybody. So share, subscribe. Make sure you pass this information on. She gave some really good nuggets. Go back and listen to this again, and we'll see you on the next episode. Hey, make sure this challenge is on your calendar, August 7th. I'm not sure of the time yet, so I don't want to tell you, but August 7th, Coach B Vaughn, and my email, geoffctyson@gmail.com. If you really need to get hold of me so we can make this thing happen for you. All right, guys, take care. See you on the next episode. Stop that stinking thinking, baby. The battle's in the comeback, and you got this thing called life.